Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Literary pets. From screen to stage. Ike speaks. Not a verb. Animal farm. And the southernmost nation. Okay, let's get back into this. Player one, you make the next. The title beast of his The Hound of the Baskervilles is actually the pet of Mr. Jack Stapleton. It's player one. That's it. Player one. Pick again. Harry Potter uses his snowy owl named this to transfer messages. Player one. That's correct. You get to pick again, player one. Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings' The Yearling centers on this type of pet. It's player one. That's it. Player one, back to you. X marks the spot where the musical, inspired by this Olivia Newton-John film about a roller disco, rolled onto Broadway. Okay, player one. No, that's not right. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Xanadu. Player one, you pick again, please. The musical Here's Love was based on this 1947 film in which the real Kris Kringle is hired to work at Macy's. Player one? Good. Player one, pick again. Eisenhower said, "No treaty or international agreement can contravene this document." It's player one. Right. Please pick again, player one. Capable, succeed, accomplish. Player one? Yes. Please pick again, player one. With more than 4,300 species, lizards make up the largest living group of this animal class. Okay, player one. Yep. Player one, choose India, Indonesia, Iran. It's player one. Correct. Player one, back to Nepal, Nicaragua, Norway. Yes, player one? No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player three? That is correct. Player three, where do we start? Syria, Suriname, Sweden. Here's the correct response. Suriname. We return to you, player 3. Portugal, Papua New Guinea, Pakistan. Here's the correct response. Papua New Guinea. Player 3, choose again. Mongolia, Malta, Malawi. Yes, player 3. You got it. You again, player 3. Little swan, little bear, and greenfinch are some of the goats of this Johannesspierelas. Let's hear it, player 2. That's right, way to go. Player 2, you start. Paint, brush, easel. It's player 1. No, that's not right. Anyone else? It's player 2. That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 3? That is correct. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. Wind, wander, wonderful. Let's hear it, player 1. No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Wonderful. We return to you, player 3. Salt, pepper, sage. Player 1? You are correct. All right, let's get back into the candor, center, canter. It's player 1. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Player 2. No, sorry. Anyone else? Okay, player 3. Yes. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
In the South, soups, greens, and bean dishes get added flavor from this part of the pig, referred to by an alliterative name.
Let's hear it, player 3. That's correct. Select again. The scaly armor that surrounds the armadillo is composed of plates made of this. It's formed by ossification. Player 1? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? The correct response is bone. Please pick again, player 3. No laughing matter. In Africa, a dozen of these can reduce a 500-pound zebra to bones in 30 minutes. Okay, player 1. You are correct. Player 1, thought to be bad luck by natives, the eye is a lemur, so it's no surprise it's only found here. Okay, player 3. You are correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... A poetic Elliot feline who has lived many lives in succession is named for this fifth book of the Old Testament. Okay, player 2. Good. Yeah! You've got some money again. Player 2, start us. A handful of actors play more than 100 roles in The 39 Steps, based on this director's 1935 suspense classic. Player 1? Correct. Okay, let's get back in. A Wonderful Life is a charming musical adaptation of this director's classic film, It's a Wonderful Life. It's player 1. That is correct. Player 1, you pick a... Answer, it's the Daily Double. You are currently in second place. Player 1, give us a wager. A clue. In the musical Legally Blonde, blonde ambition takes Elle Woods all the way to this university's law school. Yes. Player 1, pick again. Ike telegrammed that the mission of his Allied force was fulfilled at 0241 hours local time in this month, 1945. Yes, player 2. Sorry. Anyone else? Yes, player 3. Right you are. Where do we begin, player 3? Of this man's contributions to major White House decisions, Ike said, "If you give me a week, I might think of one." Okay, player 3. That's correct. Player 3, back to you. In 1957, Ike used the full power of the United States to enforce integration at Central High in this city. Here's what we were looking for. Little Rock. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. Eisenhower said appointing him to the Supreme Court was the biggest damn fool mistake I ever made. Here's the correct response. Earl Warren. Player 2, you're going first in Double Jeopardy, and we'll start that round right after this break. Categories for the Double Jeopardy round are Science Potpourri, Sitcom Supporting Characters, The Brownings, South Korea, Language Lab, and the Arctic Ocean. Player 2, you start us off. In summer 1847, the newly married Brownings settled in the Casa Guidi, near the Pitti Palace, in this city. Here's the correct response. Florence. Two of Robert's poems, Fra Lippo Lippi and Andrea del Sarto, were about Renaissance men who had this occupation. Here's the correct response. Painter. Player 2, choose again. The shortest way to sail to the Arctic Ocean from Nome, Alaska, is to go north through the strait named for him. Yes, player one? That's not it. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Vitus Bering. Player two, choose again. The spiral tusk of this cetacean that inhabits the waters of the Arctic Ocean may reach a length of 10 feet. Okay, player one. Correct. Player one, where do we start? Rock me, Ann B. Davis. Ms. D played housekeeper Alice Nelson on this sitcom from 1969 to 1974. Okay, player one. Yep. Player one, choose again. On this sitcom, Oscar Nunez is Oscar, Creed Bratton is Creed, Angela Kinsey is Angela, and Rainn Wilson is Dwight. Let's hear it, player one. Yes. You again, player one. This sitcom's Niles. I have a session with my multiple personality. Yes, player one? That's it. Select again. One of the many supporting folks on this animated show, student Ralph Wiggum, said, "Me fail English? That's unpossible." It's player one. Correct. You again, player one. Randy, Crabman, and Willie, the one-eyed mailman, supported this NBC show. Player one? Right. Player one. Pick again. This age is divided into the Paleolithic, the Mesolithic, and the Neolithic. The correct response is the Stone Age. You get to pick again, player one. With more than 10 million people, it's the largest city in South Korea. It's player one. That is correct. Select again. Most languages of Western Europe get their words for read and write from this language's leggere and scribere. Okay, player one. Good. Yeah! Select again. The Oxford English Dictionary defines it as the science of man or of mankind in the widest sense. Yes, player one? No. Any other takers? Yes, player two. Yeah. Right. All right, let's get back into this. Player two has control. As a visiting scientist at Caltech, Carl Sagan contributed to missions to this planet with about 80% Earth's mass. It's player three. Good. Player three, start us. The 12th century book Samguk Sagi recounts the time when this religion came to Korea from India. Here's what we wanted. Buddhism. Player 3, back to you.
Guess now who holds thee? Death, I said. But there the silver answer rang, not death, but this.
Here's the correct response.
Love.
Player 3, choose again.
Elizabeth attacked this practice in her 1843 poem, The Cry of the Children.
Here's the correct response.
Child labor.
You get to pick again, Player 3. Answer, the first of the daily doubles. You are currently in second place. Decide on your wager, Player 3. The clue.
Elizabeth returned to London a semi-invalid and spent the next 5 years confined to her room on this street.
Correct. Player 3, back to you for our next selection.
In the early 1770s, England's Samuel Hearne became the first European to reach the Arctic Ocean overland from this bay.
Here's the correct response.
Hudson Bay.
Player 3, you pick again, please.
At the 2008 Summer Olympics, South Korea's Cha Dong-min won the heavyweight gold medal in this national sport.
It's Player 1. Nope. Sorry. Any other takers? The correct response is Taekwondo. Player 3, you pick again, please.
This medicinal herb of the genus Panax is native to Korea.
Let's hear it, Player 2.
No.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, Player 1? That's right. Way to go. Player 1, you start us off.
MacArthur thought the battle for this port would end the Korean War. Didn't work out that way.
The correct response is
Incheon.
Player 1, back to you.
Named for a physicist, it's the amount of work done when 1 amp passes through 1 ohm of resistance for 1 second.
Yes, Player 3? You are correct. Player 3, you start.
Gustav Kirchhoff and Robert Bunsen used this prismed scope to see the bands of colored light each element produced.
Okay, Player 3?
Oh.
No, sorry. Anyone else? The correct response is
A spectroscope.
we return to you, Player 3.
Hochdeutsch is the modern standard form of this language.
The correct response is
German.
you again, Player 3.
The pinyin system for writing this language in the English alphabet was officially adopted January 1st, 1979.
It's player 2.
Yes!
Good. Back on the plus side. Player 2, where do we start? Answer. The other daily double. Player 2, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity to How much? Answer this. In French, hier Henri m'aimait, yesterday Henry loved me, is an example of this flawed past tense. Here's the response we were looking for. The imperfect. Player 2, pick again. Douglas Hyde, also known as Ancrethan Ethan, fought to preserve this language and founded a league of the same name. Here's what we were looking for. Gaelic. We return to you, player 2. The Arctic Ocean's deepest point, about 17,880 feet, lies just north of this country's Svalbard Islands. The correct response is Norway. And the last clue for $2,000. On August 3, 1958, this nuclear-powered submarine became the first to cross the North Pole under the ice. Here's the response we were looking for. The Nautilus. Sorry, player 2, your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. This is the Final Jeopardy category for today. U.S. Presidents. What are you going to wager? Let's take a look at that Final Jeopardy clue right now. He's the only U.S. president who never lived in the District of Columbia. Did you come up with the correct response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? Did you come up with the correct response? Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... This makes you our new champion, player 3, so congratulations. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next time.